Hello, I'm Andy Pollock. I'm the president of the board for the LGBT network of the South Coast, and we are doing reflections on faith this holiday season, 2020. And with me this day is Reverend Kellar, Emily Kellar, from the Congregational Church in Dartmouth, down in Paden and affectionately known, if you're from Dartmouth, as the Congo, right?
Yes.
When people say they're going to the church in the Congo, I always think it's kind of funny, but it sounds so exotic, you know.
It does. And we're now the Congo church with the rainbow across the bottom of our sign.
All right,
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, you guys are great. So, Emily, I wanted to just we've been asking different spiritual leaders in the community questions. 2020 has been quite the year. So, in this tumultuous time that seems dark, and I mean, the vaccine's coming and things, but they're also promising that things will get darker before they get better. How do
Right.
we celebrate the hope of the spiritual? How do we celebrate the hope of the spiritual life?
It's a great question, Andy, and it's one I've actually gotten a lot. I have held outside office hours here where I'm willing to meet with people outside, no matter the temperature. Um, and I have had people come to me seeking, help for their maintaining their spiritual life during this time, their sense of peace, their sense of calm. And I'm actually leading a Advent meditation on Fridays on Zoom, and it's interesting because all we're doing is keeping quiet and holding space. And you can do that anywhere on your own, but it's something about maybe it's having a prescribed time of day, and so it's been well attended, I think, for that reason. But it's also been what I've told people when they've come to meet with me, that I think it's really crucial to turn off the TV, turn off the news, stop reading and Googling on the internet, unplug, and whatever it is for you, if it's lighting a candle and staring at the flame and slowing down. For some people, making bread is like a spiritual exercise for them, kneading the dough or making a favorite family recipe. Sitting and having a cup of hot tea in the afternoon. I have really encouraged people to unplug and to seek peace and quiet within. And whether that's with, a partner, or if they go for a walk alone, or I actually have a neighbor and she walks with another neighbor, they walk masked, and listen, they walk in silence. They decided they would commit to holding the space during a 30-minute walk daily. And I just think that's so beautiful because what that says is I'm honoring the space that you're here, you're physically filling up next to me, but I'm holding a larger spiritual space for you to just be quiet and rest, even while we walk. So I've really encouraged people to unplug and try to seek some peace and quiet. And then this is going to sound really funny, but when I got the question from you, the other thing I've suggested that people do is establish some type of routine. And I'm sure that's my master's in counseling speaking, and not necessarily the master's of divinity, or maybe it is. But, I think it's very helpful to get up, make your bed, get showered and dressed, and lay out a day, even if that day is comprised of sitting and knitting, reading a book. But I think a routine, and to get up and to get going, even if you're staying in your house for the day, I think it's paramount to sit and eat 3 meals, to cut an apple at 3 o'clock every day, if that's, what you do when you sit and be quiet. So that's kind of what I've encouraged people to do, just practical things like that. Walk around the block.
That's great. That's very good advice. Very good advice. Um, Now, what about personal the personal self-care, spiritual development on a personal level? What have you encouraged your parishioners to do? I mean, you kind of talked about that in the first question, answering the first question.
Yeah.
Um,
I've had people look for us in our tradition, we light an Advent, we light the Advent candles every Sunday, and I've encouraged people in their own home, doesn't matter the color of the candle. It doesn't matter if they're pink or purple or, to put 4 candles out, and to light the first candle for hope for the first week. And certainly in a pandemic, we all need to be about hope. And then to light this week is peace, and goodness knows we need peace in our world. Definitely we need peace coming into our transfer of power in the United States politically in January. So I've encouraged people to light those candles, and um however prayer is for them. Prayer is so different than just sitting down and saying, let us pray. I mean, I think prayer is just conversation with whatever higher power or divine you envision. And I've really encouraged people to sit down morning and night and to light a candle, burn incense, however they feel that they connect to the divine. It's funny you ask that. I burn a certain incense, and I'm burning it today while we meet as acknowledgement of the honoring the divine that's in you
oh,
and creating the space here for us during this time. So I think it's how we become candles of hope for each other. On the parsonage, there's been a light during the entire pandemic, a candle lit in the upstairs window in the center of the parsonage. And I've told people, if you're having a really cruddy day, get out, drive by if you live, driving distance, and see the light of hope, because I'll hold the light of hope for you during the pandemic. I'll hold the light. I'll be a bearer of the light for those who need it.
it's beautiful. Nice imagery. It's lovely. So what's going on at the Congo for the holiday season? You're doing Friday.
We are actually on Wednesday nights. Well, on Wednesday mornings, all the time we have coffee with the pastor on Zoom. And on Wednesday nights, we're actually doing an outdoor vigil for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You must be masked and socially distant. I play music in the beginning. It's a time of quiet. And then we say a prayer, and it's so brief, literally 6 minutes, I think, last week, because we want to be mindful of each other's health. And then on Fridays, we have meditation at noon on Zoom. And our Sunday services are live streamed. However, December 20th, we're going to have our Christmas pageant. It's already been recorded. And we have a peacock in our pageant this year. Somebody really wanted to be a peacock. So we have a peacock in our pageant. And December 24th, our Christmas Eve service has actually been pre-recorded. A videographer, Brian Mickelson, donated his time and his expertise. And on the 27th, we're going to offer the United Church of Christ is going to provide a service so that clergy can have a Sunday off. And we'll be back live streaming on January 3rd. And we just had a nativity walk this past Sunday. They had luminaria all lit in the back of the Congo church, and you could walk through the nativity story. We just handed out Advent bags to the congregation. Everyone got a small poinsettia and a calendar. And I Zoom with our youth that are home from college too on Sunday night. And our outreach ministry has been really busy during Advent doing Holiday Hope, Stocking Tree. The children adopted a family through the Women's Center in New Bedford. And they also sent Christmas shoeboxes to Sierra Leone. And then we support a girl in Tanzania. And we have a hospitality ministry that reaches out to people that are experiencing illness, be it COVID or anything. So people can always email us at congochurch@comcast.net if they want to know or participate in anything we have going on. Anyone's welcome. All are welcome.
All right.
So is that a list? Is that a list of what we're doing?
The list.
We're not real busy.
No, not at all.
We're kind of bored, actually.
Free time there.
Just kidding.
So let's get the email again one more time.
Congochurch@comcast.net.
Okay, excellent.
And we have a Friday email that goes out with all of those things. But, it's funny during the pandemic, and you may have experienced this yourself, we are working, it feels like 24/7, creating opportunities and ways that people can stay in community while socially distancing and being mindful of each other's health.
I've been playing with the mute button. There you go. So yeah, how is that going though? How's the congregation working? How's the community? Uh,
Well, it's interesting. Wednesday night, the vigil, I wasn't certain last week how many people would show up because we did have outdoor worship for 16 consecutive Sundays. We had really good weather for 4 months. We met outside. And we decided during this time, we watch medicine and science here. So we decided that we needed to be mindful of each other's health during the winter months, and we went back online. So Wednesday night, I wasn't certain how many would show up. We had 23 people, which was within the governor's, guidelines, that showed up for 10, 7 minutes on the front lawn just to keep a space. And it's great to see people's eyes meet, even masked and scarves and hats. I think just the acknowledgement that, yes, we're here. We're still here in spirit, if not always in body. So, um, bearers of hope.
Excellent, excellent. Is there a special time of year message that you'd like to give to the LGBT community in the South Coast? Like, could you give a little shout out?
Yeah, shout out this. This church has been open and affirming since 2006. And I'll tell you why. Because I believe that all people are holy and all people are the beloved of the Creator. And so we call all people here beloved and believe it in our very core all people are welcome here, all people on the journey of life. And no matter what it is, someone believes too, we are embracing of all people. So the LGBTQ community, my shout out would be, man, we love you here at the Congo Church, and we're better for your presence among us.
Well, that is beautiful. I'm just going to end it there. Thank you.
Sure.